All right, welcome to today's podcast. I have my special guest, Andrew Kroeze, and today what we're going to do is provide as much value as we can here in 30 minutes or less. And today's topic, Andrew's the expert on, is simplicity of systems to create ease in workflow. I'm going to go ahead and just let you riff and tell us all about the systems and essentially how you use them in work to get more done without the stress and anxiety of being all over the place. Because the more I've known you, it's been fascinating to watch you just so grounded, but seeing how much you get done and how much impact you create is absolutely amazing. So you'd like to share any aspects of those?
Thank you, dude.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Well, I'd start with number one. When I was in high school, in college, I was never good with organization systems, like delegation. What the hell was that back then? And it's always a learned skill. And I kind of fell into it from like the first portion of business where I grew my first 6-figure business. You don't need to have like a real systems mindset. Just like, okay, what's my offer? Who am I serving? What's my traffic source? How am I getting in front of them? How am I converting them into clients? And then you get into all this fulfillment. And as you scale that offer, then you've got to have a systems mindset with what's my fulfillment? What are my operations? How can I delete, delegate, and automate myself out of each process? So in a business context, like that's how you can think about it. And I came by this quote that every system is perfectly designed for the result that it gets. That was like 3 years ago. And I was like, and everything is a system. So I'll give you a little story and some context. I didn't know that I was creating a system when I lost 20 pounds in 90 days.
Yeah.
But that's exactly what I was doing. So I went through 6 years of depression from 18 to 24. And I knew I wanted a result. When I turned 24, I read the poem Invictus by William Ernest Henley. Final 2 lines are, I master my fate, I'm captain of my soul. And that changed the rest of my life because that became my mantra.
Okay.
And then, in terms of the system, I knew I wanted to lose weight. And I had my goal, I had my end point. So I wanted to lose 20 pounds in 90 days. And I was 183 pounds at the time.
Okay.
So I had a marker of where I was starting. And I wanted to be 163, right? And I had a tracking system being my scale. And then how often do I have a feedback loop to track that? It was every 2 weeks. I was going to weigh myself in, see if I went down 2 pounds, right? So that was my marker, my milestone to get to that goal.
Okay.
I didn't know I was setting up this system, but we're all in a system.
Yeah.
And the more conscious we can become of these things, the easier it is to create them. So then I optimized my resources and my environment. So then I threw all the alcohol out of my house.
Yeah.
It would throw me off track. I downloaded, or I went to YouTube and found Damian Patrick videos.
Okay.
So my goal is to lose 20 pounds. I need the right exercises and the right plans to lose that weight and everything. I committed 5 days to go to the gym per week. And I downloaded MyFitnessPal. Because losing weight, it's just a matter of, it's just a math equation of like macros.
For sure. 500 calories over a week is 1 pound.
Yeah.
And then you do that for 20 weeks and...
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the more we can measure in terms of these systems, we have a goal. How are you going to measure it? What are the feedback loops, like me weighing myself or me on a daily basis every time that I'm eating food, measuring that, right? And got the right resources with the YouTube videos, found a workout buddy, optimizing my environment for the result that I want. And then I just committed to that system. I looked down at the scale 75 days later, and I was 21 pounds.
Wow.
So
how did you feel going through this whole process too?
Oh, I was super depressed at the time.
Yeah, but I mean, was the depression lifting with the systems in place?
Oh, yeah. It created more predictability.
Mm-hmm.
I think another thing that we don't think about as much is like, cool, we can put the strategy in place,
Mm-hmm.
but what is the why behind it? What is the motivator?
Mm-hmm.
So like for me at that time, my dad was just diagnosed with cancer and type 2 diabetes. And I didn't want to be at that age like my dad with those health challenges and all of that. So that was a big fucking motivator.
Yeah, for sure.
And then we just went to an event this past week. David Baer spoke about how powerful beliefs are,
Mm-hmm.
and what is that driving belief towards that goal that will drive the effort in the system that needs to be put forth, right?
Sure.
So mine was, I'm master my fate, I'm captain my soul. That was my core mantra. My core belief before that, and this is super crucial, so people get this. My core belief before that was somebody was going to come into my life and save me.
Yeah.
And I was giving away my power.
Mm-hmm.
So what is the belief? What is the pain motivator? What is the pleasure motivator? And like pleasure motivator, I want to be freaking ripped with a six pack.
Yeah.
Like pain motivator, I don't want to be like my dad. So I had those driving forces.
Mm-hmm.
And then what is the core belief, the mantra that can drive that system for the individual, but then also for the business? Like what are we believing? What are our values? What's our vision around this to drive this result within business? So.
Very cool. I can relate to that too, in a sense of the whole like, somebody's gonna save me. Like that's, I think, that big error in people early is like, and nobody. And the best part is like nobody comes to save you.
Yeah.
It's the like you said, thinking like somebody has to help you, but you have the power inside of you.
Yep.
And
that's when my life started.
Yeah.
Was when I started to take radical responsibility for my life.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would say the same on mine too. From early years, there was those moments of like, oh, this person's successful, they're gonna save me, and then it's like, oh no, I'm a genius at what I do. One of my mantras is the less I do, the more I make, because I'm focused on partnerships that are very strategic. Because I also know a genius of mine is the networks I'm in bring me people through helping others, showcasing and helping them. And then the biggest thing was like, I've always known I'm going to be wealthy. And I used to think like, I got to set the goal, like become a millionaire. Right. But when I was earlier in that mission, it was based on, I just wanted money for cars, things, and materialistic, which didn't have that positive driving force. Right. It was more egoic. But lately I've shifted to this mindset where I want to create such great impact and help people who don't have freedom create freedom. And then the flip of it too is I want to help successful people get into the spotlight, because I also need somebody to help me get into the spotlight. And it's kind of like that. The inverse thinking that you mentioned is crucial there too.
Yeah.
Because it really helps you understand if it's multifaceted or if it's just, very simple inversion of opposites, like you mentioned.
You brought up a lot of good points. Like one of my sales guys back in the day had such a powerful quote: "The people in our life are our life."
Yeah.
And the other thing to note is that our environment will grow us more than willpower ever can.
Dude, environment is huge, because living in Kansas City, I was doing 10x the work for 1x the return. And in relation to Andrew, I was so depressed. I'd outgrown my friends. I'd outgrown my girlfriend. And I just felt like I'd seen everything in the city and didn't want to be there. And I knew I was moving here. And as soon as in Austin, Texas, I was so excited, but it couldn't come soon enough. And then when I got here, I had friends down here that were entrepreneurs and I resonated with. The environment is not cold and gloomy. Everything's brand new. So it's like I'm traveling, but I'm not. And then the vibe is alive. Then next thing you know, a buddy invites me to a dinner.
Yep.
I'm sitting at a table with 12 people who are all impact-driven entrepreneurs. And everybody who spoke, I was like, I want all these people to be my friends.
Yep.
And they're currently my friends now. And then amongst those friends, I met you.
Yeah.
And then you introduced me to this guy, Zach.
Yep.
And it's just like everything you just said there, so well placed on the transition of environment. And I think that's also so important, because if your dream's bigger than the city you're in, it's not going to fit.
Yeah.
But you have to take that leap too.
Yeah. And what I would say with that too, like I was in Chicago when I got started with all this. Not a bunch of like online entrepreneurs there. But I knew after I developed so much confidence from losing weight, quitting drinking, I knew I needed to change up my environment. This isn't what I was consciously thinking at the time, but it was like, I want to be more, do more. It was buying Ty Lopez's program in 2017 and optimizing my digital environment of showing up in his Facebook group and consuming his course. It gave me new inputs that drove new outputs. I built that agency up to multiple six figures. And then I started to grow a 7-figure business. I'm like, damn, I'm kind of outgrowing all this environment. And I joined Scott Olford's Project Nuclear Mastermind for $100,000 back in 2018. Wow. I'll tell you what, that's like a huge level up. I was scared crapless. I remember I was at the gym and I was on a call with Scott. It was our second call together. And he was like, dude, you gonna do it? And I'm like, I don't make decisions on pre-workout.
Dude, that's actually genius.
I don't know if anybody else got that objection before, but he just laughed it off. He's like, okay. And then like the next day I was like, I need to do this, and ended up joining. But that was a huge level up in environment. But go the other way. I grew my business super fast, and I can go through those frameworks a little bit later on here, but I burnt out. And how am I supposed to recover from burnout if I'm doing the same thing every single day, surrounding myself with people that are just talking about business and just being behind my computer? I went to Deer Park Monastery in Escondido. I optimized my environment to find peace to get back into my body, right? So we go through different seasons of life, and that's totally okay to choose, okay, this is my optimized environment for this season. And this is, if we're feeling good, ready to go all in, like this is my optimized environment for growing my business.
And I think something important to people listening too is like understanding that there are times where a place feels good. Like Kansas City was like my learning ground, right? It's where it was a safe place. It's not very collaborative, but if you have a great idea, it doesn't get out very far very quick. But then coming to Austin, like it's innovative. There's entrepreneurs. There's so much going, like so much business, so much connection. And it's just like understanding like Kansas City felt like home, but at the point it didn't anymore. And I didn't consciously start searching. Kind of some doors open and I was like, oh, this is the time, this is the chance. But as soon as that door opened, then I was like, oh, we have to go. And then that's a specific feeling I think somebody will have and know, but it's understanding that when your environment dies, you're not done. That's just the end of that journey. Now it's time to find a new environment to build in.
Yeah, and it's everybody's heard the thing about get 1% better each and every single day. I think it really starts with the self, the internal first, to develop that confidence to be able to make that leap to Austin or do something like that. Because I wouldn't have joined those programs, joined those courses and masterminds and everything if it wasn't for me losing 20 pounds in 90 days, having the confidence. I remember waking up in the middle of the night feeling my back and there was no back fat there. And I was like, damn, whatever I put my mind to, I can freaking do it. And part of that is like optimizing the environment, setting up the systems. But a lot of it is just telling your mind to shut the fuck up and take the next step to just do it.
What you were saying about environment too is like, for instance, people in KC were always like, I was the one with the big ideas, the big dreams, and the innovation. And it kind of relates to your story as well, as like, nobody could understand my ideas. And that got so frustrating. And then here it's been like everybody around me gets my ideas. And if they don't get the ideas, then they provide feedback to help me get more clarity. And it's like you said too, with that confidence leap, first you got to get yourself there, right? Nobody's going to save you. So you got to get yourself there and do the work. But once you do the work and you get it there, then people start showing up. It kind of creates the traction. And I'll see it in work too. When my business kind of goes down, it's like time to climb a new mountain, learn that skill. And as soon as I learn it, people start coming in my funnel and I instantly know what they're calling for.
Why do the rich get richer? Well, they keep growing, like they keep surrounding themselves with new people, new ideas, all of that stuff. And it's like, no shit, they're going to get richer.
And the community aspect as well is so important too. As long as you got those people around you and they're there to support you, but it's also not it's not competitive, it's collaborative, and it's like, how can I help you and you help me? I think that's a huge huge higher level in entrepreneurship or business.
Yep. 100%. You want to go into business stuff?
Yeah, let's go into business. You haven't mentioned it yet, but you've successfully exited or sold a business.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my favorite sayings I got from somebody about a month ago was, a safe business is a sellable business.
Mm-hmm.
And that stuck so well. And it sounds like your systems and your, I guess, clarity on your vision creates a safe system if you were able to sell it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the best thing to talk about, we specialize with like coaching businesses and agencies, so that's where it would apply best. But I'll bring up frameworks to associate to any type of industry or business. But there are different levels in these types of businesses, and it takes a different mindset, and it takes a different different actions, different team, all of that. Like if somebody's just getting started, let's say 0 to 10K per month, ignore all of the operations, ignore all of the fulfillment right now. The only thing that matters is what you're doing right now, building your network, connecting with higher level people, and booking in calls and closing calls.
Yep.
Like if you just focus and mark off your calendar for revenue generating activities of having those conversations, booking in calls, closing calls, owning one platform that you're really lit up by. For me, it was Facebook back in the day.
Okay.
I didn't get distracted by all these different platforms.
Yeah.
My thing was just copywriting. And I was a crap copywriter at first. And then I hired a coach to help me with that. Did my first origin story post and got a crap ton of engagement. I felt myself just lit up by that. And I'm like, oh, I can be a good copywriter. So I got really good at long form copy, and I was just in the mindset of I just want to inspire my audience. It wasn't a give take, but like be the best version of myself that I can, inspire my audience to do the same. That was the starting point. So own one platform. Your offer, do not create a website. Waste so much freaking time. Create a Google document that says, this is the person, these are the problems you're probably experiencing. This is the promise of where you can go over the 90 days, 6 months, whatever it is. And then here are the deliverables. That's it.
Yeah.
Like Cole Gordon was one of my clients. He runs a $40 million sales agency now. But how he got started and made $1.1 million in his first year from just being a sales rep before that was just a Google document. We helped him launch a Facebook group in 2018, kept it really simple. And then he put the systems and team behind it and built it into a $40 million sales agency. So 0 to 10K, it's the people in your life. It's the offer, the people, and your sales skills. That's it. 10 to 50K is usually where people go through the income roller coaster because they get clients. They're doing all this done for you or one-on-one with their clients, and they don't productize their offer.
Gotcha.
So 10 to 50K is all about, with fulfillment, deleting, delegating, and automating yourself out of the processes and using leverage such as SOPs, course videos, that sort of stuff, so you can scale to the next level. 50 to 100K is about, per month, is about identifying one brain that can be in your business that you can delegate thinking to. Up until this point, it's all just like, you have VA, maybe you get a salesperson, maybe you get some marketing, a little bit of marketing help, but they're all like hands in the business, right? Just, they can't think too much in their own department. 50 to 100K, you have some capital that you can invest into a brain to do some thinking, to take that department off your plate. My first brain, his name was Avery Ford. He helped with all of the fulfillment stuff, came up with new ideas, delegated to the other coaches, and we were able to scale past that pretty quickly.
Gotcha.
Then 100 to 300K, he is to hire 2 brains in your business and use that leverage. So then I hired Marco Cortese, who is our sales manager, and who is able to help us scale past that level. Those are the keys to scale past $1 million profit per year business. And the different levels.
That's awesome. And just to reiterate what you spoke on earlier, nobody saved you.
Yeah.
You created clarity. And I think that's huge. Early on, everybody's like, all these systems, like I gotta hire a VA. Well, why are you hiring a VA before you even know how to run your calendar or how to organize your task?
Yeah.
It's like that singularity focus, and then there's all these platforms.
Yeah. Or freaking just validate your offer. People do it, like building a business is like baking a cake. If you put the right ingredients at the right time, you have an amazing cake. If you don't, you'll just be wallowing in that cake will be flat.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Or like Spencer once told me, which we'll have Spencer on this at one point, but it's like, he's like, you wouldn't throw a party last minute and tell everybody just to bring ingredients. But if you know about a month ahead that you're going to have Thanksgiving dinner and you don't have money to buy it all, well, then ask your family, hey, will you grab the turkey? Will you grab the stuffing? Will you bring the jelly? Like, it gets really easy. Everybody knows exactly what they're supposed to bring, and then you bring it all together, and it's there. Versus like, no, just bring whatever you want. Let's see what everybody brings.
Yeah.
And then everybody brings salad.
Yeah.
And then we're not vegetarian.
Yeah. And being specific on that, and that kind of goes to delegation too, which at the first point, don't try to hire too much. Just like validate your offer, own one platform, and booking calls, close calls. That's it. Yep. Waste so much time by people thinking about who should I hire or let me build this pretty website. But then when you get to the 10, 50K, between 10 and 50K, that's when you hire the VA. Yeah. That's when you hire the setter or something like that.
And I love the aspect that you said don't build a website, because so many people spend so much time building a website early and nobody goes to it. They don't have the SEO. They don't have their offer down.
I made my first 7 figures off a crappy looking Google document and a Stripe link.
Yeah.
That's it. And a Facebook group at the time.
Which is like the simplicity of the system, or the simplicity of focus too, because everybody's got all these platforms too. And it's like, for instance, mine is, I love YouTube. And it's like Instagram is kind of like, I think the OGs have all the followers, and the people who have a ton of value really aren't growing on it. Versus like now on YouTube, so many people are blowing up so fast based on the new creator model, and it gives it such an effortless ease to it. And it's also like, I have typically longer form content. So it's like, why would I post to Instagram versus YouTube?
Yep.
People, if I want to talk for 20 minutes versus...
I got Facebook group famous. I wish I got YouTube famous back in 2018.
we can get you YouTube famous.
But yeah, we have a small channel of 4,000 people, but it's very niche and specific to Airtable systems builds, that sort of stuff. You don't need to have a big audience to make a crap ton of money. Like, you just need to be a big fish in a small pond, have the right offer structure. That's it.
Perfect. I think we have 2 more minutes left on this. This has been solid. How can we land this plane over all this stuff we talked about today?
That's a great question.
Or is there like an actionable step for somebody just starting in this process?
Most actionable mindset behind it is done is better than perfect. The clarity will come in the doing. So you optimize your environment, get yourself in the right spaces, physical and digital. And by environment, I mainly mean the people and what you're consuming, right? Optimize that for the results that you want. And then done is better than perfect. The clarity will come in the doing. I'll say that again. Done is better than perfect. The clarity will come in the doing. Like, just take that next step forward. Don't try to make it perfect. Like, I didn't have a website. I had a crappy looking Google document. You can look at my YouTube channel. I have crappy looking videos. Just done is better than perfect. And yeah, I think that is the biggest thing. Just take the action. That's the most spiritual thing that we can do. Because you think about riding a bike. If you stop riding the bike, you're going to fall over. But if you keep taking that action, you're going to stay in balance and get to where you want to go.
Dude, I love it. Thank you so much.
Cool. Thanks, Chris.
I hope you guys like this video. There will be more to come, and I'm excited to see how you all take this information and can apply it into your immediate reality. Until next time, have a good one.